What is going on, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here today. Welcome to Robeytech Live. And as we get started off, first off, I just want to say, huge thanks for the gifted subs, Joshua, you would. Glad to see you in here. Glad to see Landsworth. My goodness, you guys, front end of the stream. Awesome, love to see it. Glad you guys are here today. We have a really super special stream today that we have for you. Hopefully they'll be in the chat here today, but we have a sponsored stream today from the people at CPS. We're gonna be using the CPS PC Cooler. A couple of pieces of their gear within our build here, and we got something special going on. I did see a question in the chat here already about what things I am going to hide on the set here for Robey to rediscover. There are already emotes in the channel? What? Blondie, look at you. I love that. Love that. That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, hey, it's great to be here with you guys here today. Whether you're watching here on Twitch or you're watching over at YouTube, glad to have you guys here. If you do me a favor though, at some point in time during the stream, if you're watching here on Twitch or if you're watching over on YouTube, go ahead and press those likes over there. Give it a thumbs up. Costs nothing. Super helpful. Hey, Shiom State, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Glad to have you. 50 months. 50 months. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for being here. For all you guys who are here hanging out, having fun today, we're going to have a blast with this build. Building in a little bit of a different case here. Never built in this thing before. Actually, there are going to be a couple of firsts here today for me, so I'm pretty excited about it. But as we get started, we are going to go ahead and go through the parts list here. So I'm going to go ahead and slap that up on the screen here. Just a second, as soon as I find the button for here we go, parts list. Parts list, there we go, not failing today. So we have a fantastic build. We are using the Ryzen 7 9800X3D. That is gonna be cooled by the CPS DT360 ARGB display AIO. It's 360 millimeter AIO. ASRock X870E Tai Chi motherboard. I've got some good experience with this board. Actually, the predecessor to this board. I'm looking forward to building with this one. Gonna be using some Patriot RAMs, 32 gigabytes of 6,000 mega transfer CL36 RAM, 2 terabyte drive, again, also Patriot, Viper Gaming VP 4300 Lite. It's a Gen 4 drive that we're gonna be using. Big GPU in this thing. Zotac Gaming RTX 5080 Amp Extreme Infinity. I feel like you can't say the word extreme without going full like Macho Man Randy Savage extreme. So we're gonna be using that for our GPU. The case that we're using is the CPS C3 T700. And we're gonna be powering this thing with the CPS Y1200. It's a 1200 watt power supply. And then we're gonna, because this case needs some fans, we're gonna be slapping in some of Lian Lee's CL Uni fans. It's gonna be a good time. So we've got the build that's happening here. Gonna pull out the parts here because I want to show you a couple of things, and I'm actually gonna pull the box over for our cooler that we have, and just so anyone else have that Slim Jim commercial stuck in their head now. Oh yeah, slap an AIO in it, slap a cooler on it, yeah. All right, I'm done for now. Okay, so yeah, we've got the DT360 ARGB display. If you've been around our YouTube channel, we actually did an overview on this cooler. And there are a couple of things that I wanted to just kind of point out with this thing, and we'll talk a little bit more about this as we get into the build. Blondie has gone ahead and linked. Blondie, I actually think that link might be another cooler. We had updated this. The actual price for the cooler that we're using today is $262.49, and And you know, CPS loves you guys. When we talked to them about this stream and we talked about doing this build, they were like, hey, we want to do a special discount code for the Robeytech crew. If you type, I believe it's !CPS in the chat here, you got a discount code, 30% off. 30% off of this thing. Dang. It's not bad. Not bad. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about this thing as we use it. But you guys want to see like the boxes for everything. Like, I know how you are. And you know what? I like it too. I like it too. It's great to see everything all together and then watch it all come together. So we've got our 9800 X3D out here, our Tai Chi motherboard. I had the power supply box backwards. Sorry there, guys. Get the pretty shot of that. I got Connor on cameras today. Everybody say hi, Connor. So glad to have him in the studio with me as we're building. Love seeing the hand wave there. All right, here's our extreme graphics card from Zotac. And then got some fans. We got some RAMs. We got our drive. And you get a fan, and you get a fan, and you get a fan, and you get a fan. Everybody gets fans. All right. Little Oprah moment there. Hope you guys are okay with that. If you're old enough to know who that is, if you are, go ahead and take your ibuprofen and your vitamins. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this case prepped. Actually, we're gonna get the motherboard prepped here and get rolling with this. We'll talk more about the cooler as we do the installation here. But again, at any point in time, if you want to see what it is, if you want to know a little bit more about it, type !CPS in the chat. And our fantastic Blondie But Geeky has created a bot to give you all of the information that you need there. Yuvway, thank you for the sub. Let's go, 47 months. Come on now. Come on now, you guys. So good, so good. You know, I just have to say that I am so grateful for you guys. I know that I'm not Robeytech, or well, I'm not Robey. I'm part of the Robeytech team, but I'm not Robey. And so it's just awesome that, like, even though he's not here, like, you're still here and we're hanging out. We get to hang out together. And I'm glad that you guys have given me the opportunity to be able to do that. So thank you. Thank you. All right, we're gonna get the motherboard out here. We are gonna do RAM clicks. So Blondie, if you wanna get that, that poll going, let's see. Oh no.
Is the top camera?
Oh no. It should be. Ruh-roh.
Oh, that's gonna be why it's saying no signal.
I turned that on earlier. What's going on? Oh, you hate to see it, folks. It's amateur hour up in here. I believe I heard it turn on. Weird. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. This could get really interesting, guys. We are, we're still here. We're still here. We're just cycling through stuff.
There we go.
Hey, first try. First try.
I don't know what happened. I swapped the top down earlier and then it just went to black. I guess we started out.
You know what? It's just one of those things. Like, technology is funny like that, right? It's so funny like that. Like, it's
production if there wasn't something in trouble.
Exactly. And y'all, like, we had a fun time earlier. You almost got me trying to do sign language to tell you exactly what we were to tell you exactly what we were doing here with the build. Alan Lewis, thank you so much. 15 months worth of subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So grateful you guys are here hanging out. We've got, man, look at this board. Look at this board. If you've never checked out the ASRock Tai Chi, I really love the styling of these boards. Like ASRock always does a really, really nice job on them. I always love like the gear work that they always try to work into the design language. I don't know, like for me, like it's super, super cool. It's super cool. What did we get a hype train? No, sorry. I just saw a purple banner go across the screen, and I got like super excited there for a second. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and put the CPU in here, and we are gonna do the RAM clicks. Give you guys time to get your predictions in. Get your predictions. Now the big question, okay, like so the wager is, can we get it higher than 94? Guys, last stream that I did, 104? Was it 104, Blondie? It was richonkulous. Like the crunch on those RAM sticks. It was so good. It was so good. All right, we've got our CPU installed. 101, I'm sorry, I may have miscalculated there. 101 for the RAM clicks. 101. Can I beat it? Can I beat it? We do, oh my goodness. Zenu89 with 10 gifted subs. Shoo-wee. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Really, really appreciate you. Man, you guys are making it easy to hang. Kurosake, subscribed with Prime, 46 months. Oh my. Thank you. Thank you for your resub here. Always great seeing you around the channel. We're gonna do RAM clicks last, just to give it a little more time. Tiny Trainer, thank you for that 12 months of subbing. You love to see it. 94 or higher is what we're aiming for. Can we do it? Yes, we can. All right, we're peeling off. This is nice. It's got 2 layers of thermal padding here. So if you notice here, we just peeled off one of these peels right here, but we've got a layer on either side. That's nice. I don't mind that. And this is actually like a toolless design here. I love that that motherboard manufacturers have been doing this. We actually have like this little tab here to lock our drive in place, and we're gonna do that right now. Will it run Crysis? I guess the better question is, will it run Borderlands 4? That kind of seems like the new question today. I can neither confirm or deny. Okay, so yep, so we can just, I'm sorry, my head is in the way there. Apologies for that, but yeah, so right on in there, we've got our NVMe drive in. The peels are still on the motherboard, but thank you, Org, appreciate you. We're gonna get those, don't you worry. I'm just waiting for a time that's a little more appealing.
You could just not peel them and then rage bait the whole chat.
I could just leave it. I could just leave them. Be like, guys, why is my thermal performance so bad on this thing? Why are my VRMs suffocating? I won't do that to you. Though I will say, like, sometimes like the little sections in here, like I get like really I got big fingers. I'm trying to get the little plastic out there and it's not working. All right, there we go. We got it. We got it. There was no easy release on that plastic. Ooh, okay. Not mad at that peel. I do appreciate that they give you some nice tabs. Oh, look at that. Look at the shiny. Look at the shiny on that. I'm gonna try my best to not get fingerprints on there, but it's so shiny. I don't know if you can tell on stream there or not, but very appealing.
I think you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I always appreciate the difference in like the textures and whatnot with boards like this. So. And then this and our back IO shield. So we'll go ahead and turn that here. Ugh. Oh no, it broke.
Those are always the toughest with the,
right.
the Wi-Fi.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, we finished up. Peels are done. That's it. Pack it in, friends. We're going home. And by going home, I mean we're going to RAM clicks. It is RAM click time. Black Dragon 1836. Thank you so much for your Prime sub. Thank you for 38 months of subscribing to the channel. Hype train incoming. What is going on? Is that like that we have one happening, or that we have one that's very close? We're so close. We're so close. So close. Did not quite leave the station. That's okay. That's okay. You know, I just appreciate you guys like hanging out. Your generosity is awesome. But it's good hanging out with you guys here. All right, you know what? I grabbed the wrong knife out of the drawer because I forgot that there is a special Robeytech branded knife. Well, Robeytech themed knife here. So we always, I guess, have to show that off. Look at that. Like, how cool is that? The Robeytech engraving on there. A little. Oh, that, I suppose we were already, you know what? The packaging was already open. I just didn't know that it was open. That's okay. That's okay. Wrong knife! Yeah, the knife was so good that I didn't even have to pull it out of the drawer for the packaging to open. The packaging was just like, nah, I don't want any part of that. Let me just go ahead and open up for you. Okay, so we have our audiometer. We're gonna get our RAM sticks.
You want to move it down a little bit?
Okay.
Just barely cut off.
All right.
The entire board.
Oh, let's.
Yeah, you'll see.
All right.
There you go.
You know, I don't know what I would do if Connor wasn't here. Like this would be bedlam. Because Brian is on a plane right now. He is getting ready to help Robey with an activation. They've got some super cool stuff. If you aren't following Robey on Instagram, he is at the NES Oceania. They're going to be doing some stuff there. They're hanging out with the Blue Angels today, actually, which is pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to get this RAM stick lined up here. All right, are we ready? Actually, you know what? Before we do this, we gotta stretch, okay? So we gotta get our stretch in. So we're gonna get the do a little bit of like wrist flexion here. So, you know, open up the fingers, pull the wrists back, and tightly ball up the fists. Go the other direction. All right, do that one more time. Got to get the thumb stretch in there, right? You gotta make sure that we're limber. Now I need the shoulders in there too, so we're gonna do like an upright or external rotation. Got to get the arms at 90 degrees. Raise them up, pull them back, and then right back down. All right, here, it's time. It's time, we're ready. I'm feeling limber, feeling limber. Are we ready? We got are we on the top down? All right, let's do this. It would help if I actually had the RAM stick the right way. Actually, you know what? I had the right way. No, I didn't. I didn't have it the right way. My bad. My bad. All right. False start. Here we go. Here we go. I was gonna, you know what? That was gonna be a bad one anyway. Like, here we go. Here we go. Quiet on the set. Something is going on here. Something is not right. Oh, 104.8, let's go. Worth it, worth it. I don't know, yeah, boy. All right, let's go for the other one here. Let's go for the other one. .2 102.2. That it's the thumb stretches. I'm telling you. You gotta limber up. You gotta be ready for it. Apex Gus, thank you for the tier 1 sub. 4 months. Thank you. So glad you're here. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Very, very crispy. You know, I apologize here, but I almost read your name as asparagus, and I'm sorry. What's going on in Need of Temperance? Good to see you today. Good to see you. All right, so we've got our board here. We've got the NVMe drive in. We have the RAM in, super crispy. We have our CPU in. Now it's cooler time. We're gonna go ahead and install this. I know that like sometimes that, depending on who you are, sometimes it's good to install some of the AIO hardware. Oh, you know what? I grabbed the power supply.
I was gonna say that looks a little bit like a PSU.
It really does. Guys, I'm just like I'm so eager to get into this build. I'm so eager to get into this build that I'm grabbing the wrong parts. I'm flipping the RAM the wrong way. It's okay though. It's okay, because at the end of the day, we weren't gonna say anything. You know what? And that's what I appreciate about you guys. That's what I appreciate. You know, I'm so glad that Robey has built the kind of community where like we can learn together and laugh together and even, you know, fail on stream together. Actually, it's me doing the failing here, but anyway, I know that like for some builds, it is nice to be able to install the motherboard into the case first. For me, I like to install the AIO first, just because I like having a little bit of extra space to work with. Just a personal preference thing. It just gives me the opportunity to be able to see a little bit more of what I'm working with. And again, like I'm somebody that's working with like giant mitts here to try to get into very small places. And when you have cases to work around and whatnot, it just becomes far more of a challenge here. So this is, again, like this is just me doing this thing. Like this is not, you know, necessarily like if you're going to do this, you have to do it this way. That's the beauty of PC building, right? Like there are some things that are definitely the things that you need to do, right? There are some, and there are some cases, and you'll actually see this with a review that we have coming up, that there are some PC cases that the order of operation, the way that you build, the way that you do things, like really does matter. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh our stream view here, because we're a little choppy, guys, and I just want to make sure that we're seeing what you're seeing and that like we don't inadvertently miss something in the process of doing stream, because you know that would be bad. That would be bad. So, so the PC cooler that we're using here, the CPS PC Cooler DT360 ARGB. A couple of cool things about this that that I want to share with you. So first off, this thing has a magnetic display that that's going to sit on the pump cap. There's an LCD on there that, as you can see, it's got a couple of magnets on the back. So if you had a case that that had like flat metal panels, or if you wanted to run the cable out of the case and put it on the outside of the case, you could totally do that. So, so that's one cool thing about this this cooler that we're working with here. And I do want to show you. I do want to show you. I did go ahead. Actually, I didn't go ahead. We're going to be swapping out the bracket here. Sorry for the extra hair on that. I was shedding, guys, my bad. So it comes in out of the box with the Intel bracket installed on it, but we are going to go ahead and slide that bracket out. This one will click into place for what we need for our platform of choice. As you can see, like we've got a pretty slick like anodized aluminum shell on this thing. So if you're like a sucker for like the anodized aluminum look, it's a pretty good looking AIO. All right, so we pop that out. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one back on. It's clicked right into place. Good to go. As we get this out of the box, I'm gonna for now, I'm gonna set the display off to the side just so that, and as you can see, like, check this out. Bam! Did you hear that? That's magnets, baby. So yeah, we're gonna, and I had it flipped upside down. There you go, there you go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to, I'm gonna pull this stuff out of the box. I'm gonna put the display on the side here. We'll install that later on as we're running our cables, because I want to show you something with the fans on this radiator here. So we've got 3 of CPS's fans on this AIO, but there's actually a hidden feature with these that is that's pretty slick. They actually have a switch on them. Like if you want to change them into like high performance mode. If you want to if you want to swap them into like a super high performance mode, they have like a switch on the inside of the thing here. And you know, I don't, unless I disassemble this, I'm not going to be able to show you. But it's actually on the underside. There's a little switch in the center that we actually did. We did some poking around with that, and it is kind of cool that that there's like a dual mode for that. So if you're like looking at this and you know, and you need a little bit more. If you need a little bit more airflow through your radiator, you're trying to push a little bit heavier CPU workloads, stuff like that. Like it's good to be able to have the option to do that, and you can flip those from there. Fans are daisy chained, so that's going to save us a bit of time because we're going to need that. Because I'm going to try to do my best. I'm going to try to do my best to have this build done in 3 hours, because as I said last time that I streamed with you guys, there is a fine line between entertainment and a hostage situation, and I don't want to keep you guys here too terribly long, but I do want to hang out with you guys. Another cool thing, they include thermal paste. Not everybody does that. So we're actually going to use their thermal paste on the AIO installation here. So we'll slap a little bit on there, and then I'm gonna get us a spatula, Yeah, sometimes it does come pre-installed on the AIOs. Sometimes. Hey, what's up, Woodward? Good to see you. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate you. So we're gonna get this all evenly spread out on the IHS here. So we want good coverage. It is a little bit, I do feel like it's a little bit challenging to spread here, but.
Do you prefer it in the tube or having it pre-applied pattern?
That's a good question. Do I prefer applying the thermal paste myself, or do I prefer it being pre-installed? I think it all depends on like how much time I have to build. If I have a bit more time, like I do like being able to have control over the thermal paste, but for the most part, I mean, we've seen that you know, that the pre-applied stuff has been pretty successful. So I guess like for me, like I know I'm gonna make a mess with the thermal paste, so I think we're looking okay here. We've got a couple of spots I want to try to get a little bit smoother. Happy little thermal paste here. If you can see, there's like a little cottage out in the woods here. Do you want me to Bob Ross it? Can we Bob Ross it? No, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that here, because I do want to make sure that we can get through this build, guys. Because I'm actually, it's funny, like I've built a fair number of PCs, definitely not as many as Robey has built though. So, I would say that I am experienced, but I would also say that I have room to grow and room to learn. And that's the beauty of this whole thing. It's like, there's always room to grow. There's always room to learn. Okay, so we do have these standoffs are pre-installed here, and so I'm just gonna get them started into the I'm gonna get them started into the mounting spots here. I was gonna try to do it by hand, and then I'm like seeing that some of the pressure here, I need a little bit more to get them in. But I did want to at least get them to catch in there before fully going in. All right. Hey, what's up, Captain Beard? Kevin, my friend, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here, man. One of the real ones. I've known that dude for forever. Glad to see you in the chat here today, buddy. We are building pretty sweet build here. Lots of parts and components provided for us by the fine people at CPS. So we've got our motherboard installed here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna plug in our AIO for now. And one of the things I like to do, especially if you have a thicker cable like this, is I like to use the RAM slots here to hide some of this cabling, to run some of this cabling through so that you don't see it as much. And then I'm gonna plug this in here to hold this into place. And we're gonna manage this better once we actually get the motherboard in the case. And I think it's actually time to go ahead and look at doing that. So I'm going to carefully move what we've got over here. And then we're gonna pull this case up. All right, so. Okay, and the case. So again, this is the CPS C3 T700, that we are working with here. So dual chambered style case, and I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to break this thing all the way down. We do have some nice magnetic. We have some nice magnetic filters on the top and the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and take those off because we are going to need to work on the top and bottom installing things. Now, just if you do look at a case like this, the screws in the back do come out. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to set those off to the side here because I know me, and I know my propensity to drop screws and lose them. And so I don't want to do that because kind of need those. All right, we do have a little baggie of hardware inside here. So we've got our screws for the motherboard. We did have to install a couple of standoffs here because we didn't quite have all of the ATX standoffs out of the box. They were included with the case, but we went ahead and installed them beforehand just so that we were set and ready to go here. So, all right, very carefully, I'm going to go ahead and transition the motherboard into the case. All right. Just want to make sure I'm giving you guys a good view of what's going on, what we're working with here. So we are in with the motherboard. You'll be grading my cable management. Oh no, whatever will I do? Hey, listen, C's get degrees around here, so I'm sure I'm going to be all right. I am aiming for aggressively mediocre. Manglement, cable manglement. Nah, we'll do a good job. Like we want to build a beautiful build here today. I'm excited. There are some of these parts that I've never built with before, like the fans that we're going to be using, the Lee & Lee CL wireless fans. They're not, here's the deal, like they're not 100% wireless, but they do like have wireless communication when it comes to like speed management and stuff like that. So just if you're watching and you're looking and going like, wait a minute, you said these were wireless. That's what's going on. So there's this one time that I grabbed the wrong screw out of the bag.
Not this time, right?
Nope, this is the time. This is the time. I totally did. Yep, I zigged where I should have zagged. All right, so what I'm actually going to need to do here, because I think that...
Oh, is it cross-threaded?
It's not quite cross-threaded, but I am thinking I might be catching the... I might be pulling the mount out with it. So I'm going to need a pair of pliers to get in there. So pro tip, guys. If you ever do this thing where you grab the wrong screw to install with your motherboard here, and there are times where you're going to have these situations. And the good news is here that I don't have more screws in here, and even though it is going to be a beautiful system. This is not a customer's system. This is not a commission. We are actually doing this though in partnership with CPS. So here's the deal, guys. Here's what happened. So as I'm trying to remove the screw here, the standoff came out. So No, I got it. So there is a special tool if you have an iFixit kit. There is a special tool that will pop over that. All we really need to do is be able to hold that into place to get the the part out. Yeah, it does seem like it needs a little dab of thread lock there, right? Okay, so. You got it. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. What happened was I got like overly excited about getting this motherboard in this case that I was not paying attention to the screw that I grabbed, and it was a little bit thicker than the thread in the standoff, and it caught, and it just got in there a little bit too tight and pulled it out of the thread. It's all right. It's all right. This is how you learn, right? Like you learn by making mistakes, and fortunately it was not a huge mistake. All right. So the good news is that, you know, and my hopeful thing is as you're watching this and you're if you've never built a PC before, my hopeful thing is that as you're watching this, like if you ever run into a situation like that and you're like, oh no, what do I do? Hey, guess what? You now have a guide. You have a safe place to look and see. And I want to show this to you here real quick, just because it was such an easy quick grab. Like I had a handful of screws here on the desk, and so like when you're grabbing screws out, like it can be hard to tell the difference.
I feel like anyone that tells you that they've never made that mistake before is lying.
Right, you know.
I've definitely made that mistake myself.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just one of those things where like you make the mistake and then you walk it back and you figure out how to take the next right step forward. And see, now that we have the right screw in there, bam, easy peasy, easy solution, easy fix. So we're just getting in here, we're getting all of our motherboard screws in here. And don't worry, if you're looking inside the chamber here and you're like, I see a cable, that cable has to go. It will go. It will go. I promise. It will be gone. Can a hammer work? That's what we like to call a hard reset. Doesn't always work. Don't recommend trying percussive maintenance on the first try. But what about an MC hammer? That is a PC build you cannot touch. All right, guys, so I got to be honest with you. As I was preparing for today, I'm like, I got to have good dad jokes. If they provide a spare standoff in the accessory bag, I use the one to test the right screw. Hey, you know, that's a great trip. That's a great trip. Great tip. Great tip. So unfortunately, as I was, no, I had the right screw there. Just Just went in it the wrong way. All right, we're getting there. Anyway, so as I was preparing for today, of course, like I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I gotta be on the A game, right? Like I gotta give the peoples a good show. And as I was thinking about this, I'm like, well, I gotta have dad jokes, right? Gotta have dad jokes. If you have no dad jokes, if you have no dad jokes, chat will listen to another joke or pun. SDog02, thank you so much for the sub. Oh, I got some dad jokes. So as I was flying out here, I was thinking about this one. This is actually pretty appropriate. If you're flying with a chicken, if you're an airline with a chicken, what is the best seat for a chicken to be in? Tendy. Chicken tendy. You know, it's there. It's not great. It's not great. I'm workshopping it, but it's a thing. It might be a thing. It's probably not a thing. It probably shouldn't be a thing. GD Beaker Man, thank you. I feel like that one landed, right? I feel like that one landed. All right, we're gonna go ahead and install the AIO up at the top here now. I'm gonna get the radiator. I should say the radiator up top. Have I heard the rumor about butter? Other than that it's on a roll, tell me the rumor about butter. I'm not gonna spread it. Nice, nice. All right. All right, so here's a question for you guys. A channel question here. When you build, or when you're looking at building, do you prefer hoses front or hoses back? Hoses front or hoses back? Please, no more. Oh, don't you worry, there will be more. Front, hoses front. Don't quit your day job, you'll never make it as a stand-up comedian. I'm not trying to be a stand-up comedian, I'm just trying to bring a little bit of laughter to people. Never installed an AIO. If neat, front is cool. Okay. Braxtel, you know why I'm so darn lucky? You know what? Regale me, tell me why I'm so lucky. I know that there are a lot of things that I'm very, very, very fortunate, that are very, very fortunate.
You're gonna try and flip the case around?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so if we do hoses up front, it's gonna be a little bit something like that, which does not look bad.
I would be worried about hoses in the back.
I think I would be a little bit worried about that as well.
That's usually the concern for especially 360s because the tubes
Yeah.
are so long.
Yeah. I am typically, for me, and it's just, again, this is one of those like personal preference things here. Like I typically will go hoses front in my builds. I don't know, like I actually really like the aesthetic of it. I really, really like the aesthetic of it. So we're gonna get a couple of these screws in here. And I do have to say, one of the things I really, really like about the screws that they provided is that they are like, they're thicker, like heavier duty screws. And so like, I always feel like those have a tendency to like, to hold on to the railing a little bit better. They're just, the head is a little bit wider on them. And we'll readjust here the, actually we may not readjust. It doesn't, so there's not a whole lot of, there are no washers. There are no washers for these screws. Like, this is just broad screw head for these, which I don't 100% mind. I'm sorry, Braxton. I did not see. Oh. Bruh. I see it now. I see it now. All right. How often do you clean inside your case from dust? Hey, you know what? That's a great question. And if you haven't been following us on socials, we actually answer a lot of those questions in depth on our socials. And so I'm gonna have Blondie, if you wouldn't mind grabbing that question, we will look at answering that in the very, very near future. Just on the, like, off the cuff, what I would tell you is, it depends on your environment, for one. But if you live in an environment where there are, where you have pets that shed, you have a lot of dander in your house, then I would say do it at least once every 6 months, maybe even more, maybe 4 months. But personally, for me, I usually do mine twice a year. Usually twice a year, I will take time. I'll take time to do that.
You don't have an air purifier in your house too, that also is
yes.
very helpful.
Yes.
For dust.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Braxton, no, I'm not mad at you. Please, it will take a lot to get me mad at someone. All right. All right, so that is in. That is in. Now it's time. We're gonna pull out case fans. We're gonna load this thing up with our case fans, and just gonna try to get all of the cabling out of the way here. So we got a bunch of fans that have to go in here. So we're going to be using Lian Li's CL30 Unifans, or Unifan CL Wireless 120s. These are reverse fans. We do have one non-reverse fan as well. There's one non-reverse fan as well. And when I say wireless, what Lian Li means is that they are controlled. The fan speed and the RGB is controlled wirelessly. And I'm going to show you there's a little transmitter here. Check this out. It's a little transmitter here that you plug in, and that controls the fans. But first, we need to actually get the fans inside the case. So we will do that. And before I forget, I'm going to put the handy dandy magnetic CPS Cooler DT360 magnetic pump head blammo right there. That way I don't accidentally like knock it off the desk or, you know, something like that. So we're good. And by the way, like, if you see this cooler and you're like, yo, I want to know more about it, type in !CPS in the chat, and not only will you get a link to the AIO that we're using, there is also a 30% code that CPS has provided for us because they love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zenu. Appreciate you. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, by the way. Yeah, there it is. It's a coupon now. CVS doesn't work. It will, if you do type in !CVS, you will be able to pick up my prescriptions. Actually, you won't. You might get vitamins. You might get vitamins. Maybe some ibuprofen. CPS. If I said CVS, I apologize. That was on me. Just up to the Discord. Yeah, absolutely. First time chatter, Little Valkyrie. Hello, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a first time chatter. Love to see it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't mind telling us a little bit about yourself in the chat, what you love about PC building, if you're a gamer, what kind of games you like playing. Tylenol sponsored stream incoming. All right, so these fans actually, there are little tabs here. I'm gonna show this to you, check this out. So there are little tabs that are inset here that you can flip out. And then there's an inset there that you just click those in and blammo. We got fans, we got fans. Okay. Then we have individual pouches for all of the screws, so we're gonna open those up. Oh, and this here is the controller for the fans. So we do actually have two connectors here, though we will actually be plugging both of those in. The reason for that is that if you have more than, I believe it's, if you have more than 2 fans plugged in with this particular system, you need the extra plug to power the fans. But one of the things that is kind of neat about this is, you know, you see the wire coming off on the one side, and you're like, and you might be thinking, okay, if I put this into the case, hey, what's up, Robeytech Final Boss, Kevin, the man, the myth, the legend, good to see you in chat. You're now the second Kevin that I've called out in chat today, bud. But hey, like if you're seeing this and going like, well, hey, I don't want to put it here, I actually want to put it on the other side. But if I put it on the other side, or sorry, if you're like, hey, I want to put it here, but I want my fans to go to the back of the case, I've got this ugly cable, then I have to go over here. And Lee went, oh, nay, sir, you can actually pull the back off of here and reroute the cable to the other side. Pretty handy there. I like it. I like it. That way you're not isolated, or you're not stuck to one particular design. And actually for what we're looking at here, I am strongly considering, for the sake of cable management, I'm actually strongly considering moving this to the other side and putting this in the back of the case to run on the underside of the case there. There's a little hook here that I'm trying to get out underneath here. But yeah, then it clips right back in. And cable managed. So check that out. That's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. It's a neat little design thing. So yeah, if we put this in here, then we can run this cable right underneath the motherboard here, and cables out of sight, out of mind. To be managed later, of course. Of course, I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster. We're gonna manage our cables, don't you worry. But first, I need to get these fans mounted into the case. Do we have predictions on zip ties? And Blondie, I promise I will try to make sure that I call out and I count the zip ties when I know that I actually have all of the zip ties in the case that are going to go in those cases. Okay, so Little Valkyrie, retro console gamer, love programming. I'm outdoors more than I'm indoors in the summer, applying for grad school soon, love learning, and will be learning to build my own PC. Well, hey, guess what? You are in the right place. you're in the right place. Welcome. So glad that you're here. So thanks for hanging out. We love PC DIY here. Actually, you know, I'll tell you what. We love all things like gaming and tech. We're a bunch of nerds up in here, and it's great. It's great. It's a great place to be. So welcome to Robeytech. I gotta know though, like classic console, because what do you mean by classic? Because everyone has a different definition of classic. Like, are you talking like Atari ColecoVision classic? Are you talking NES? Are you talking Super Nintendo classic? I suppose even now, like Nintendo 64 is considered a classic. And when I hear that, I start feeling like I have the onset of arthritis.
Some people call like the Nintendo DS classic.
That's true. That's true.
That was like, I mean, that was a new thing when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. So my first console was the ColecoVision. And if you're not familiar with the ColecoVision, imagine a console that had a controller that looked like a phone with like a number pad and dial on it. Like the controller, I kid you not, was like, it was this remote that had like a big old knob in it that was like your D-pad, but then it had like buttons on the sides, and then like a whole like, you know, T10 keypad. Okay, so Atari, NES, Super Nintendo, N64. All right, let's go. And Beaker Man, Atari VC 2600 was mine. All right, I was born around NES, Super NES. Okay. Any Sega Genesis fans out there? Anyone out there that like when they had like during those like mid-90s console wars repeated the like Sega does what Nintendo don't? Landsworth, I was born before the console. You're like, don't quote the old magic to me. I was there. I was Team NES. Okay. Guessing PS1 is a classic. Still have my OG and Sega Genesis 16-bit. Let's go. All right, so for all of you classic gamers, for all of you who are like, oh wow, that was, I definitely did. I'm gonna have to take the fans out, guys. I missed the rail, and it went through the case. My bad. All right, so classic gamers. What were some of your favorite titles on those platforms? And yes, by the way, it is National Cheeseburger Day. So for all of you who are celebrating, happy National Cheeseburger Day.
I'm seeing NES a lot.
Lots of NES. Okay, yeah. So
what would that date you at?
So that would definitely be in the Gen X / millennial era. Okay, so that would be like your I'd say maybe late 80s, early 90s. Double Dragon and Battletoads, let's go. Okay, the Sega Game Gear, the console that you could play for like 5 minutes on battery life. I wanted the Sega Mega Drive, man. Like you and me both. Ultimate Uncle JW, hello! That's my man, my buddy, Josh. Let's go. Joy, hello. It's so good to see you guys in the chat. It's my friends from Wisconsin. Okay, so what I learned today is that I need to I need to pay a little bit more attention here to what I'm doing. As I definitely over tightened that and got a little bit.
Just go straight through.
It did. Yep. It went straight through the bottom of the case, or through the railing there. So Neo Geo Metal Gear Slug, okay, or Metal Slug, okay. So for me, I did not have an NES, but my neighbors did. And so like we played so much. Mega Man 3, we played a game called River City Ransom. There was another one of those like side scroller beat 'em up style games. Another one was Bionic Commando. The original Bionic Commando was amazing. And I still to this day, like one of my proudest gamer moments was we were stuck at this one spot in Bionic Commando. We had like this one boss that we could not, for months and months and months, we're trying to beat this boss. Could not beat it. I did it. I was the guy. Like, and I mean, keep in mind, I'm like third in line to the controller throne here. Like, you know, so it's me, my older brother, and then like the older neighbor brother, and then myself and his younger brother. And so like from an age standpoint, like I was third in pecking order for the controller. And so like, you know, they're trying to get it, they can't get it. And finally they're like, all right, you try it. I'm like, bam, got it. I did it. And I think too, like the name of the boss was something like Dr. Destructo, which seems really appropriate that I'm putting screws through the railing here. But hey, all right, fans are in place. Those ones are in place. They're nice and secure there. We're gonna get the the side intake fans here in place as soon as I remember where I put them. Here they are. And we do have one fan that's going to go in the case where I am not going to forget to put the fan in this time. We will get that in. Ninja Gaiden was also cool. All right, let's go. All right. Beat Bionic Commando on my Amiga. That's some bragging rights right there. Right there.
Man, chat's making me feel like a baby. My first console was the Xbox.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. It is so funny, like to be in the to be a part of a generation that spanned like the introduction of the internet and the expansion of like how you can play like multiplayer games with people. Like I still love couch co-op to this day. Like it's one of my favorite ways to game. Is to either like, you know, play couch co-op on the same TV, you know, with your friends, or like, you know, parallel play, you know, be in the same room as someone that you're gaming with. Actually, I've been doing a lot of that this week. So our tech director, another Kevin Darby, and I have been playing Diablo 4. And that's been just an absolute blast. I'm super enjoying that. First computer, Landsworth. First computer was an Apple II Plus. My first computer was an Apple II GS. So let's go. I know those systems. Started on a 9200 baud modem. Love it. Love it. How far we've come. How far we've come. All right, those boxes are now open, so we're ready to extract fans. The Shinobi games. I feel like was there an arcade? Okay, chat, help me with this, because I think that some of you guys are probably in the generation that would know the answer to this question. I have the vaguest memory of a ninja-based arcade game, and I cannot remember whether it was a Ninja Gaiden game or whether it was a Shinobi game, or maybe it was both. I just have this like distinct memory of being at a bowling alley and the game being there and just being like absolutely locked in on what was going on. Like just the preview of the game. It was Shinobi, okay. Was it a Neo Geo or Sega branded? I could not tell you that. I couldn't tell you whether it was a Sega or Neo Geo or cabinet. But I can tell you that like I have this distinct memory of like ninjas and saws. Like there was some like saw blade thing that was like part of the like the demo loop that they would play as the game was as they were showing off like bits of the game. I'm just looking through boxes here because spent loads of money on the game. That seems to be like the way of it with the arcade. Okay, for those of you who like were arcade people, and again, I apologize if I'm like alienating some of the Dragon's Lair. Oh my word, that game. Dragon's Lair was one of those games that like I watched so many people waste so many quarters on that game. Not even funny, not even funny. Sibyllus, anyone know if a mini RTX build is okay to build a gaming PC on? Yeah, you can definitely build mini RTX gaming PCs. We have done a number of those here. We actually have some videos on mini RTX builds too. So if you check over on the Robeytech Instagram, I think we just answered a question recently about mini RTX builds. We've answered a number of questions actually about like PC building tech, stuff like that. But yeah, the thing with mini builds that I'll tell you, and I'm gonna have Blondie go ahead and clip that question too, because we'll do a little bit more of a longer form answer to that question when we can. But the thing that I'll tell you with like mini builds, and this is actually coming from somebody who has not done a whole lot of them. So take this for Blondie, you're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. The thing that I will tell you is that you are going to, if you're going to do a mini RTX build, plan on spending a little bit more money. Just purely because of the nature of you're limited a little bit more to some of the parts that you can put inside of them, especially when it comes to things like GPUs, and some cases, depending on the case that you use, you're limited in like your power supply size and what have you. So what I would recommend is like really kind of take inventory of like, if you're like, answer the question first of like, why do you need a mini build?
For the flex, of course.
Yeah, for the flex. Okay, all right. So if you're doing a mini, okay, so mid-tier PC, yeah. For the most part, like most of your mid-tier stuff like is going to fit in there. And when I say fit, what I mean more than just physical fit is you got to think about heat. Like the heat is a byproduct, right? Like heat is a byproduct of pumping power into stuff. And so you're going to want to make sure that your build is set up for success. And by doing that, like, making sure that you have the right kind of airflow for what you're working with, and that you're able to provide for all of your needs. And I just guys, I think I did this backwards. I totally did that.
The side ones have to go in.
Yeah, the side ones have to go in first.
Round 3.
Round 3. Round 3. Yeah, so yeah, this is the CPS PC Cooling T700 case. It's a pretty crazy case. These are reverse fans that we are working with here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just gonna go ahead and take these fans and move them to the side. It's the same fans, same exact fans, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Thank you, Blondie, for listing the case in the chat as I throw screws. I'm gonna get our handy dandy little magnetic pad here, and they're gonna stay. So yeah, I would say Mini ITX, especially if you're going modest on the hardware, yeah, you should be fine. Just know that you're going to spend a little bit more going into it. What you can put in there is going to be a little bit more limited. But that's okay. You know, if you need a smaller setup, you just want to have the Mini ITX Flex, like, totally okay. There is no one size fits all tech solution, which you guys hear us say all the time around here, but it is true. Like, there's no one size fits all, and if, you know, Mini ITX is the size that fits you, awesome. Can't wait to see what you do too. Like, when you build that system, please, if you haven't already, like, join our Discord. It's discord.gg/Robeytech. I almost went into, like, the thing that we say in every one of our videos. Like, it's a fantastic community to meet, you know, other like-minded tech enthusiasts. And you know what? You might just make a friend. And the reality, it's true. It really is true. We say it every time in our VODs because it's facts. It's facts. All right. So this is going to be a little bit of a tighter fit here, but I think we can do it. I just want to make sure that I'm not pinching any. Sorry, I'm trying to work in the confines of being able to show you what we're working with, and also making sure that I'm not pinching cabling here. So we do have a little bit of a space challenge here that we're working with. Not anything insurmountable, but we just have to get a little bit creative. It's going to be a little bit snug, and that's okay. We can do it. I'm like fairly confident that we can do it. Landsworth, you know what? You have, and I'm so excited. I'm so glad that I can count you as one of those. Thanks for always being encouraging, dude. Appreciate you. Okay, so we have enough space in here. It was just I just had to take a second to figure out, like, where my cabling needed to be for this to be successful. But it is a tight fit. It is a very tight fit here. So we're gonna get creative here. This is why I did my stretching this morning, guys. I knew I was going to need it. All right, so this is a little bit tight. This is a little bit tight in here. Not insurmountable. You just have to take your time. You just have to, you know, be patient, be willing to kind of get in there. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit of a longer screwdriver to get in there. We're gonna get a little ridiculous. We need a little bit of a longer screwdriver to get in there, guys. I think this is gonna do it. Yep, that's exactly what we needed. Great fit. It really was, like, as goofy as that looked, like that, I mean, could it have standed to have had a thinner or smaller, shorter screwdriver? Yeah, but you know what? It was here, it was convenient. We went with it. I love it, I love it. Get the ladder. There is actually a tiny ladder underneath the desk here, believe it or not. I don't need it though, because I'm tall enough. I'm a big boy. I have no idea what a hot dog screwdriver is, and I'm kind of afraid to ask at this point. All right, we're making progress. We're making progress. It's a little slow, guys, and I do apologize. I've had to backtrack a lot. I'm learning a new case. I'm learning some new hardware here. All right. What's a person to do if they don't have a long screwdriver like that? Okay, so here's the reality. I didn't need a long screwdriver. I just needed a longer, thinner screwdriver than the one that I was using. So check this out. I'm actually we have another one in the desk. And so, like, realistically, like, I could have used this screwdriver here to get in there. I just needed something that was a little bit more slender than that to get into the space that I was working with. Because I'm gonna tip this up here so that Connor can see this a little bit better. But in order to get in the space between these cables, I wanted to be able to have something that could fit in between this notch here without, so that I had a little bit more of a straight shot into the location there. It's really, really hard to see, but I needed to be able to get down in there to tighten the fans down. And so, yeah, I mean, could I have used something smaller? Yeah, absolutely. Did I need to have the redonkulously sized screwdriver? No. But you guys enjoyed seeing Excalibur. I know you did. I know you did, and that's fine. All right, those are in. I'm pretty sure they're gonna stay there. I'm like 70% positive they're gonna stay there. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna route these cables through here. Yeah, that is a funny question. Does that screwdriver come in a 2-pack? One for you and one for a friend. Okay, I need the actual screws for this. They are still in the bags. Chaos. We have 68 likes over on YouTube. What? Let's go. That reminds me, guys, if you would go ahead and pop over to youtube.com/Robeytech live and just go ahead and slap a like on this video, the live stream over there. It just really helps us with the visibility over on YouTube, and it is super, super helpful. It's totally free. It is free 99. That would be great. That'd be great. All right, we're making progress, guys. We're making progress. Little by little, we're getting there. We're gonna get this build done. And it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. And I'm gonna remember not to over tighten these. See, we learned. We made progress. I just wanted to check the alignment of that, just to see if it was going to be okay. Okay, so I think I was starting to say this as we were talking about like joining the Discord, and I think my train of thought got derailed. But what I was trying to get at was like, hey, if you build that mini ITX build, there is actually a channel for showing your builds off there. Like, please do that. Like, and if you've been inspired by something that you've seen us do, like a build, like, or if you've like watched one of our build guides or build videos like this, or you've been a part of a live stream and it's given you the courage or the gumption to build your own PC, like, please let us know. Like, we want to celebrate that with you. Like, I don't say this, I don't see this to be like pandering or anything like that, but like, it really is like the thing that brings us joy. Like we love watching people learn and grow, and it's one of the things that is like it's one of our joys around here is watching that. So like, I would, yeah, if you build something, like if you do some type of modification to your PC that you know, either we inspired you to do or something, like, show it off, let us see it. Speaking of seeing things, let's see what we got here. We're shaping up. We're shaping up. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull out our power supply while Connor is showing you some of the inside scoop of the case here, because we are going to need to start looking at cable management and being wise with what we're doing with our cabling. We are going to be adding a hub inside here, and fortunately this hub is coming from CPS. That's actually, it's actually included, and it's magnetic too. This is included with the DT360. So check that out. Magnetic hub, love that. Because oh, you know what? I wonder. I don't know if there's enough space. I was gonna try, check this out. What I was gonna try to do is I was gonna try to see if I could like stick it like to the top, but there's just not enough space there. What I am going to do though is I am going to take this drive bay out. I do want to take the drive bay out because I want to give us a little bit more space to work with cabling. Yeah, gotta love a magnetic drive bay or a magnetic hub. It just makes life easier because you're not trying to figure out like where you're gonna tie it down. Like, you actually have some options to move it around the case. And I think that finding a place that, because we need to be able to plug in our cables for our fans. So we're gonna go 1 and 2 with that, and then we have our fans from the bottom here, which we're going to go into 3. Oh, that was wrong plug. We're going to go into 3 and 4. And so just being able to set that in here and out of the way for now allows us to be able to get a little bit of a better picture once we get our EPS cables and our 24-pin cable in here. It gives us an opportunity to be able to see a little bit more of what we're working with when it comes to cable management. Okay, so we have the YS1200 for our power supply that we are looking at here for our build. So I'm gonna bust this thing out of here, and we're gonna see what we have to work with as far as cabling goes. So I'm gonna shift this a little bit so you can get a better picture of this, Connor. Okay, so out of the box we have some cable combs here, which that's actually a very good sign. We do have our screws for installing that. We've got some CPS branded Velcro tie downs. Great that they're thinking of cable management here. And it looks like we've got like a dummy jumper here for the 24 pin. All right. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Got a, that is not the cable that we need for that.
Is that a European?
I actually think that is an Asian plug. It's been a minute since I've seen one. But, I mean, we weren't going to use that cable anyway. Yeah, if you're familiar with this size of plug, style of plug, let us know.
We're just clueless Americans.
Yeah, that's.
We don't know anything else about the rest of the world.
Well, here's the thing: is like I've actually been to a number of countries around the world, and I'm like I know I've seen it, and as soon as somebody says it, it's going to be like oh yeah, that makes total sense. I remember that, and not so much. Okay, so check this out. I actually really like that we've got a colored connection for our GPU. That'll just help us to be able to see. And what I'm assuming.
It helps to see if it's plugged in.
Exactly. Okay, CPS, I see you out here with the, look at that, okay. All right, so guys, we have some cables I think are gonna be a dream to manage. So, great news there, great news there. Do you have a CPU sniffy jiffy? I have no idea what that is. If you can explain that to me when I'm older, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, these cables, these are gonna be nice to work with. They are super malleable, which means they are gonna be, oh, smelly, am I gonna smell the power supply? I was told the last time that I did that people were in danger of for my health with me sniffing the power supply. Okay, yeah, smells like Baltimore overpass, 3-week-old coffee, and cardamom. That's what I'm going to go with. I think that sounds about right. I think that sounds about right. All right, so we've got some nice malleable cables here. All right, I love to see that. I really love to see that. Okay, so that is PCIe. This is CPU. I want that. Where's my other? That is other PCIe. This is PCIe. So great thing here. Just want to point this out. So if you are, let's say that you're somebody that you're like looking at this and going like, yeah, that's great. That port is great for all of our, NVIDIA fanboys out there. They actually included 3 PCIe cables for other PCIe devices, or if you're using a Radeon card, there are plenty of connections that are here for that. I love to see that because that tells me that they're looking at this as they're looking at a bunch of different use cases for this PSU. So good job CPS, good job CPS. And then we are also going to need we're going to need a SATA connection to plug our hub in eventually. So I am going to grab one of those out now. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of those out now. I'm just trying to find like the one that has the smallest amount of cables here, because I just want to make sure that I'm using the least amount of cabling in here as possible. Okay, so we've got our cables for our CPU, we've got our power for our hub, we have our GPU power, we have our 24 pin. So I think we're good to start plugging some of those things in and get into the management. And I am not going to install the PSU until I have cables all plugged in and I start the process of managing. Pardon my mess here, guys. We're making progress though. They said it couldn't be done and we're doing it. They said it couldn't be done and we're doing it.
The difference between you and Robey when you build is when Justin's done with boxes, he just throws it right out the door and you leave everything on the table.
Well, I just know that like stuff has to go back into boxes, and I'm trying to keep things nice and neat. All right, so 24-pin cable. I do like too. I just want to show this here too, because this is actually kind of nice out of the box. Like there are pre-existing zip ties here.
That is nice.
Yeah, that is nice. That's very, very nice. So we're gonna go ahead and let's move that to the back. And which again, with having like a pre-existing, oh, you know what? I almost feel the need, and we'll see here. I almost feel the need to grab a cable comb and just go ahead and get that a little fancier before moving through there. Because it's gonna be a little bit messy, guys. And I want this to be a pretty build. So we actually do have some cable combs here, which is great. I'm missing the 56-pin cable. Oh no! All right. And the fun thing with these is, and I don't know, like if y'all have a trick to this that that you would want to share. The fun thing here is always making sure that like you have the cables for the correct sides, that you're like navigating this through the right way. Because I always have like one cable. It's always one cable, guys, that it's like it's on the wrong side. And then I go to correct and it's not right again. All right, so I believe we are in business here. Yeah, we're in business. We're just gonna try to get these into these slots here. And we'll even out. That feels like I'm missing something. that feels wrong. Oh, I see what it is. I see what it is. Don't mind me, guys. We're learning as we go. You should ask Robey about cable comb nightmares live streams. Oh, I mean, believe me, like I'm second guessing myself right now. Like, should I be doing this right now? Like, are there better ways that I should be spending your time? All right, so what I'm learning here is that this actually goes a little bit better when I'm able to isolate these wires from each other rather than trying to push on the bundle there. So we are learning. I'm getting an education. So it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But the goal is that I want these cables ordered well enough so that they look neat going through to the other side of the case. And that may happen with the cable comb. Gosh, I feel like I have like mismatched. And it was at that point in time, Damien decided we're using a zip tie. All right. So for the sake, Aki and fam, welcome and welcome, my man. How are you, dude? It is so good to see your name in the chat here today, brother. So good to see your name in the chat. So I have decided that we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to zip tie this up real nice. So that's really super pretty. I could entirely be using the entirely wrong cable comb for this this process right now, and so rather than trying to make something work that that may not be the thing that's supposed to work there, I'm going to go ahead and move on from there. We're still going to make it pretty. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We're going to manage this thing. We're going to manage it well. We're going to manage it well. We're going to manage it so well that, like, financial guru Dave Ramsey is going to look at it and be like, you know how to manage. I don't know if that hits with anyone or if that's just like the dumb humor in my head right now, but hey, there we go. There we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull that through. Don't worry, we're going to clean this up so it looks nice when for the final build here. But we want to get these, we want to get our other cables in. We want to make some progress. We are going to make it beautiful, Blondie. We are. Blondie, what color should we make it? What color should we make it? I did pink and purple last time. And I was not mad. I was not mad at those choices. Gold. Ooh. Okay. Did you though? Blondie, you saw the beauty reel. We did go pink. We went pink for the no, we went purple for one of them, and we went pink for the other. Got a guitar clinic you're going to. That's awesome. What kind of guitar do you play? Apologies, guys. I'm like concentrating here trying to get the EPS cable plug in. Electric guitar, fantastic. What is your favorite electric guitar? What's your favorite electric guitar that you've ever played? Like if you had a dream guitar, like what would it be? I am also a fellow musician, so I have an appreciation for instruments too. So I have 18 guitars, love them all, dude. I understand that, like that is such a mood, but like I get it, like I totally get that. Because you're like, I need like this one for this particular type of style of music, or like, you know, or like, I like this one because it's pretty. I play Wii drums. Hey, you know what? It does count. Though, Blondie, I do have a funny story about that sometime, but that's a story that I can't share on stream. Just trying to get the CPU power cables in here, guys. And I miscalculated the amount of room that I would have with the radiator installed up top. I flew too close to the sun here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it here. I made a miscalculation in my abilities to get this thing through here.
Do you need smaller fingers?
I'm not quite to that point yet. I know you did warn me about flying too close to the sun. I almost have it, Connor. It's just a matter of like, I think I've got it. Ah.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, we got the clickies. We got the clickies. Let's go. Yeah, what was I worried about? What was I worried about? It is a great time to smash the likes there on YouTube. It's always a great time. All right, so we've got our CPU cables in. Huh. I think I'm gonna try. So there was this one time, Connor, that I installed fans in the bottom of the case, and I didn't install the front I/O. And I'm regretting that decision. Guys, I was just so eager to jump into this build with y'all. I'm not even joking. Like, I was so eager to jump into this with y'all that I'm like, I gotta do the thing.
Do you think you could fit them in without taking the fans out, so you have to go around 4?
Well, you know, we're gonna give it the old college try. We're gonna give it the old college try and see what happens. But I think the thing that I want to figure out first I've got another cable that's down here that
I
Yep.
can really see that, but it's tight.
Yeah, it is really tight down there. All right. And part of it is the motherboard as well. Like I'm fighting two battles. I'm fighting a battle on two fronts, really. Okay, so the good news is that our GPU cable we were able to get through. So we'll have that, but we need to get our USB here. That's the one that I'm actually more worried about. Though we've got USB here. We're gonna use the USB there. I am not gonna fuss. I'm not gonna fight that one. Not a battle we're fighting. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna come through the top here.
I mean, the hardest part would be bending the cable.
Yeah.
Always the story with these USB plugs.
It is, and it's a little bit too rigid for that bottom spot there. I really think that it would get in the way. We'll manage that well with the with the other one once we get there. Okay. The only other thing, the only other thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is that we do have individual plugs for, all good, Aki, all good, man. Dude, I'm just excited to see your name in here, brother. Real talk, real talk. I know you're a busy guy. I know you're somebody who has a lot of stuff going on, which, by the way, if you are somebody that is a Destiny 2 player, or you just like really like family focused stream stuff, like my man Aki is like the dude. Like he and his fam, like the and fam in the name isn't an afterthought. Like they do a lot of stuff as a family on stream, and it's a super cool community to be a part of. Okay, so we've got HD audio there. Look, we got it. We got it. Okay, there's one. There's one.
Looking like it's pretty possible then.
It's, I believe.
How many more to go? 2 more?
So we've got we've got an internal USB, which I think is just going to USB 2 here. So we're gonna get that plugged in. And then we are actually going to need to plug in another USB port down there. But yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's possible. It's just a matter of I've got to get my fingers in the right place in the in-between there and get it started. And then once I get it started, there it is. There's another one. There's another one. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, the front panel I/O here.
Is it unified?
It is not.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right. So we do have to get in here, and this is going to be where things get a little bit trickier. And I'm going to have to pull up the diagram on ASRock's site here, just because I want to make sure that I am doing this right here. So I'm going to pull up the manual so that I can see. I want to be able to see like where everything gets plugged in, so that so I'm actually doing this the right way. Okay, guys. So we have a slight situation. And the slight situation is that we need another internal USB connection for the screen. And so I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to unplug that one from the case. So rather than us having the other USB, this is just one of those things that sometimes when you add more and more devices to a system, you have to think through, because I'm going to need USB for, you know what? I might need a USB hub, because we only have 2 internal USB connections on this motherboard, and I need one for the pump, I need one for the so I need one for the pump, I need one for the hub, and I need one for the screen. We're gonna get creative. We're gonna problem solve here, guys. We're gonna problem solve. We're gonna get this figured out, because I have an idea. I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an idea, and it's mine. So I'm gonna go with it. Okay, so this is going to be our plug for, you know what? Possibly scratch that. Possibly scratch that. Let's look at the hub here a second and just make sure. All right, so we have, haha, okay. I think we're in good shape because this is the cable for our hub. And this is going to plug into the end here. And this is purely RGB and PWM. So we do not need to worry about a USB port to power or to control the hub. This is all going to be motherboard controlled. So we are good there. So we will still be able to plug in the pump and the screen. We just, and as I'm talking out loud here, I'm asking myself the question, why do I need to plug the pump in? Because I have this and it plugged. All right, we're good. This is me externally processing. Sometimes this happens. Okay, we're back in the game here, guys. We're good, we're good. Game on. All right, so we will go ahead and keep the case unplugged. We will go ahead and keep the case USB unplugged. We will plan on plugging this in. We also need to plug in our controller for our we'll need to plug in our controller for the fans. So we've got it. We've got it. Sometimes you just have to talk some of those things out and kind of process those things out loud. Like I said, we are still going to this cable here. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to tie this off to the side here because we are not going to, and I'm going to zip tie this in when we have a better bundle for it to go into. But we're going to plug in. We're going to get USB plugged in. We're also going to get, the manual finally popped up here. We're going to get our front panel I/O connected. That's going to be our first thing. All right, so we have individual connectors here. And so starting on the left-hand side, we have HD, LED. We have power LED. We have power button, and we have reset. Okay, so this is the bundle right here that we're trying to get in. And so I'm actually going to take the ones that are going to go in the bottom first. Oh, we lost a light?
Oh, no, I just turned
Oh, okay, got it. Got it. Connor's like, lights out, man. Lights out. We initiated challenge mode, and you have to do this 100% in the dark. I will say though, like, if you would not mind popping out in the hallway and turning the fan on that's in the hallway,
Oh, yeah.
I am dying. I appreciate you, sir. Yeah. We usually have like a fan that's running to keep airflow in the office, because it's like with all of the lights and everything, it can get to like bazillion degrees. And I made the rookie mistake of not flipping that on before we got started. Hey, I'm alive. We're getting there. We're getting there. I know this is not the exciting parts of the build, guys, but we're getting there. We're making progress. We are making progress. again, if you want to, why don't you go ahead and let's pop the parts list up there one more time when you get a chance there, Connor. We're in with the front I/O, by the way. Like, we did it. First try.
I don't think I have.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and slap the parts list on the screen here, guys, just so that you can see what we have going on within this build. We are using the Ryzen 7 9800X3D for our processor. Thanks to the sponsorship of CPS, we have the CPS PC Cooler DT360 ARGB as our CPU cooler. We're also building inside of the CPS C3 T700 case and using their YS 1200 watt power supply. We're also going to be we're working with ASRock's X870E Tai Chi motherboard. We're going to be slapping the Zotac Gaming RTX 5080 amp Extreme Infinity, and in just a minute, we've got some Viper, some RAM from Patriot. We've got the Viper Gaming DDR5. We've got 32 gigabytes of 6,000 megatransfer per second RAM, and for our SSD, we're using the VP3 4300 Lite Gen 4. That's a 2 terabyte drive from Patriot. So that's what we have going on in this build. Hello, Bounty Hits. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know, Robey. I am sweating over here, man. I'm sweating. All right, let's go back to, we got the, oh.
This happens every now and then.
You have entered the beige dimension, guys. I'm not sure what happened there, but.
That happened once before. I don't know what caused it.
All right.
Every now and then.
See, this is why Connor's here. So we are making some good progress here. We've got our fans in. We got our front I/O plugged in.
Okay, sorry about that crappy camera angle for a second.
Oh, you're good. You're good. It will only go on your permanent Pizza Hut record. Yeah, we have a solid build going on here, guys. Solid build. Hey, in between 0G pullovers, it's Robey. How are you, man? I know. Focus. Focus. Yeah, and if you're interested in checking out one of CPS's AIOs, the case that we're looking at here, make sure that you check them out. We also have, if you're interested in the cooler that we're using, we actually have a special 30% off code that if you type in !CPS, you can see that. Pretty spectacular from the folks at CPS for providing that for us, and for providing us the gear for the case and the power supply and AIO for this build. It's coming together, guys. It's coming together. I had a few setbacks. The cooler is pretty dang cool. How do you enter the giveaways that you guys do? Hey, follow us on our socials. Hang out with us. Figure out what we're doing. Hang out. It's a good place to be. It's a really, really good place to be. Good place to learn about PC building and tech and a bunch of cool stuff. Hang out with nerdy people like me. It's a good time. And isn't that winning? Isn't that winning? I think so. Just as an FYI, guys, we are not doing a giveaway this stream. Like this, that's as far as I'm aware, anyway. The giveaway is my love to you. There are. And Blondie's going to go ahead and show you. Thank you, Blondie. All right, so we've got the USB cable for our display that we have plugged in now. What would you recommend for a $900 build? The build that I did on my last stream. We actually built a fantastic. Thank you so much, Robey. Thanks for stopping in here, bud. Hope that you have a great day, man. We've got some exciting things that we have going on, which is why I'm here today. Robey is on the other side of the country, the coast that I'm usually on, but he's got a thing that he's working on today. So that's why I'm hanging out here with you. Okay, so we have a little bit of mess with some wires here. We'll get that all taken care of here in just a minute. But we have our cooler plugged in.
What parts were in that budget build you were just talking about?
Oh yeah. So it was an 8400F for the processor. So it's a Ryzen 8000 series chip, along with an RTX 5060. Yeah, it was a really sweet build for the money. I mean, I was super shocked with what we were able to do with that thing. And real talk, like I streamed with it. I did some gaming with it. Like it's not just like, me, tooting my own horn that I did a thing, but like, I mean, real talk, like it actually turned out to be a pretty good machine for the money. Like it was one of those things where like, if you were on a budget, or like you were trying to like build a system for like your kids to see if like they were interested in gaming with you, like it was just, I was really pleased with like how that turned out. And it looked nice too. Like that was another thing too. It looked. Okay, so we got our hub plugged in. At least we have the RGB for our hub plugged in. We've got to get one more connection plugged in down at the bottom, guys. One more. And then we'll start the fun of the cable management in the back. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I have since I've built in a case that's been like this, like a little bit more of like a showcase, fishbowl, like dual chamber style case. I'm remembering some order of operation things that I have known, but now like remembering again, because that's kind of happens. Okay, so we still have, okay, this is for our fans for our, apologies here, I need to consult the, okay, I just wanted to consult the the manual real quick here, because I needed to know where would be the right place or a good place for us to route our fans for the AI, or for the radiator up top. Okay, so we got that in, easy peasy. All right, so I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an idea. So I need to get our RGB plugged in. Sorry, words are hard right now. Need to get our RGB plugged in. I have an extension here, and I think that what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go ahead and pull our extension through the top here, which is going to get this cable out of the front cavity, which we love that. And it's also gonna allow me to plug in one of the other. So I'm gonna pull this up here so that you can see what's going on here. So we have this cable right down in here. We have our ARGB cable right here, and we've got another one that needs to plug in. And so fortunately, we had enough of a gap there where we can pull that through. And I think I bent the pin a little bit, oops. And there we have it. Okay, so that is plugged in. We have, with the exception of our USB here, I believe we have everything else plugged in that needs to be plugged in. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and start managing cables here. Before we start managing cables though, I think this is where we need to get the power supply into the case so that we actually see how much space that we're working with here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that next. Because I would hate to get all sorts of nice cabling done, only to find that I need to remove something else from the case again.
Very much save the GPU to the very end.
I am, just because I know that there are definitely times that I'm going to have to manipulate the case a bit more, and so just any way that I can limit weight inside of the case, where I'm not like throwing things around, like the better. Like I typically like to wait until last for that. But that's a great question.
Of it, you can do it any way you want. Many paths to success.
Yeah, there are definitely many paths to success when it comes to PC building. Okay, so this is going to be our CPU cabling, so that's going to go up top here. And I apologize if my head is in the way here. That's actually nice. That's gonna, I almost did it again, guys. There is a fan that needs to go in the back, and I have not put said fan in the system just yet. But oh, we're not gonna forget this time. It's going in.
This is a non-linear build.
This is a non-linear build. I wasn't planning it like that. But here we are. Stealthy Archer, hey, you know what? That's part of what we do around here, and I'm so glad that what we do has ignited or reignited your love for for computers. I mean, we feel so honored that we get to do this. This is such a joy for us to be able to hang out with you guys, to geek out over PC stuff. I'm really glad to hear that. That fills my heart. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, so we are in another situation where we're going to be, because of the fan orientation, we're going to be putting this here so we can run our cable. So we're going to be putting this here so we can run our cable to the back, because I do want to actually get it to the hub. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to flip this around. Like that. And then blammo. And all right, so then we'll use that to feed through the top of the case, and hopefully we'll have enough length to be able to make it down to the hub. I don't think that's going to be, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. We just have to get it in the back of the case here and feed the cable up.
Yeah, looks like there's gonna be plenty of space.
Yeah, there's plenty of space. We're laughing. Can you use the AIO mirror to shave? That's a great question. I suppose there's actually well, we have a little bit of a pickle here, and I'm going to see if I can open the pickle jar up a little bit. The pickle is that we have our radiator slid a little bit too far back, and we just need to shift it forward a little bit. Yep. Not a huge ordeal, not a huge issue. All right, now before I tighten that down, I do just want to make sure that it will, in fact, it won't. That will not fit.
Furthest it goes.
It's, yeah, that is the furthest up it will go. Just because the way that the cap is there for the pump, or the extra for the pump. All right, so not a big deal. Not a big deal. We're just going to go ahead and remove it from the build.
Need like a thinner fan, you think?
A thinner fan might work. These are, I believe, a little, like, slightly thicker. I'm wanting to say these might be, yeah, so these are 28 millimeter fans. So it's it's just ever so slight. Yep, it really, really does. It really, really does. So, all right, we're gonna pivot from that, and it's okay. Sometimes you have these situations where you get into do that. Jedi Bear 87, I wish I knew how to build a PC. I had to do a pre-built. Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with having a pre-built PC. We have relationships with a number of people who build PCs, and they do some fantastic work. If you ever want to learn how to do it, though, we have a number of resources around here that seriously, like, step-by-step guides for how to do it. So if you ever want to try if you ever want to try, if you ever get up the gumption, just know that there are resources that are available to you. And we have a whole Discord of people who just absolutely love helping people make decisions about their PC builds, help answer questions, and we answer a lot of questions around here about the process as well. I want to build my first PC, but it looks complicated. I feel like I would rage quit. I understand.
Sentiment that I've heard from a lot of people is like, I've helped a bunch of people build computers before for the first time, and then by the time we're finished, they're like, huh, that was not as hard as I thought it would be.
Right.
Like once you have the right resources to learn how to do it, then you'll find like, oh, it was like, I mean, everyone makes the comparison. It's like big kid Legos.
In a lot of ways, that comparison is very, very accurate. There definitely is a, I mean, there's challenge associated with anything, but like anything that like is, I mean, real talk though, like anything that's gonna cause you to grow, help you to grow as a person and your skills and things, like it's kind of worth taking some challenges and doing those things, right? And so like, you know, with PC building, like it's just one of those things where like, yeah, it's something that you will have moments of frustration. You really will. But you will also learn things. Like even though, again, you know, you guys are watching me and you're watching that even I'm making mistakes with this. And again, like I have not built as many PCs as somebody like Robey has built. But I've built a fair number. And so like, even for me, like I would say like there are moments where I'm like, oh my word, I can't believe I did ... or I can't believe that I forgot to ... And it's okay. It's a-okay, it's fine. You learn from it and you move on. You make a mistake, you learn from the mistake, you grow from it, and you move on, you move forward. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Yes, I would agree. Yeah, it is intimidating. It is intimidating, especially when you look at like the cost of PC parts. Like, because I imagine like for most people, and myself included, like there is that risk of like, oh my word, what if I spend $1,000 on this thing and I break it? You know, what if I fail at it? Well, yeah, I mean that is the risk that there is risk involved for sure. I love that. First attempt at learning. Fail just equals first attempt at learning. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, I would just say like, if you're intimidated, like that's good. Like that's fine. Like I think I would rather have you go into it intimidated than be arrogant about it. Right? Because like, if you go in with the mindset of like, I know everything and I should be just automatically awesome at the thing, like you're never going to learn anything. But you know, the fact that you have the opportunity to learn and grow and to discover a new skill and maybe even something that you love, man, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, guys, we're gonna manage some cables. We're gonna do it. We're gonna manage some cables. I think we're there. We're finally there. All right, we're gonna start with these. We're gonna start with the CPU cables, and actually, there's some great tie downs up here. I don't know if Connor, I don't know if you can get in here, but I want to show this off. Like there's a really nice tie down here with how this slope is, because of what we're doing. Like there's a nice tie down here for these CPU power cables. I really like that that's there like that, because that'll allow us to a lot of space actually.
Are there any others like that? There's some
tie downs like in the side here. Like there's this whole channel on the side there for that.
Yeah, I see.
Yep.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. So what I think I would like to do before I even tie that one down is I'm going to pre-bundle these cables. And I know I'm using extra zip ties here to do this, but I think that I want to do this just in case there are other cables that I want to tie down up here along with this one. Because I think that there will be, like this, yeah, like the AIO cable here. Like I definitely want to get this into the mix here. And I think I can get the IO cables up here too. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this channel here to eventually I'm gonna tie the IO cables down here. And but I think I'm okay with zip tying the AIO cables, the top IO, and the CPU power cable up in this spot here. I'm committing to that. Oh. And wouldn't you know it? So I did, this isn't like the big dumb here, but it's just funny. It's just, I gotta laugh at this. This is funny. So I accidentally zip tied a zip tie to another zip tie. So I used the wrong end. And the fortunate thing is I can reclaim the zip tie. So this only counts as one. This only counts as one. Okay, take two, boop. All right, so we've got our AIO cable, we've got our front IO cable. And we're gonna tie those down there. Fantastic. So those are done. Those are managed pretty well. All right. I think that I am going to pull the, oh, you know what? Connor, I think we could even pull the 24-pin cable to that bundle back there. Oh yeah, check this out. Okay. So I think we can pull this back here. And that pull.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would definitely.
And that pulls it straight back. So then rather.
Yeah, you get all that space like right there.
Yeah, and we've got all this space right here too. Because I think what's going to end up happening is that for our GPU cable, we're going to end up. I want to get it plugged in first because I want to make sure that I'm not shortchanging myself on length here. But I think what we'll end up doing is we'll end up tying it down to these 3 tie points, and so then we'll make a neat cable channel right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually gonna unplug this, and because I want that to actually be the last cable that's managed in there. And for now, I'm gonna start getting together the all of our fan cables. We are at 1 zip tie right now. Well, no, I'm sorry, we are at 2 zip ties right now. 2 zip ties, I love to count. Now, when you start adding in, this is where things can get a little bit on the messy side. Like when you start adding in like RGB cable and whatnot, like you will inevitably have more cables to manage within your system. So that is one of the I don't want to say dangers, because it's just a thing. Like, it's just something that you have to live with. You know, that if you're going to have a lot of RGB in your system, you're probably going to have a lot of cables that you're going to need to manage, and that's okay. It's just something to be aware of. It's just something to be aware of. All right, so we're gonna use one to tie all of those fan cables together there. And I am keeping an eye on the clock, guys. Just as a heads up. So we are going to go until the build is done. If we run into a point though where we are after 4 o'clock, I do want to at least get the system to post. And we will do thermal performance at the very least. But I want to be super respectful of your time. I'm so glad that you are here hanging out, and I want you to continue loving hanging out with us on these streams. And so I do want to be respectful of your time and conscious of that. So, but I am looking at the clock right now and seeing we're at 3:35 right now. So we got 25 minutes to get this done. We got 25 minutes to get this done and powered up. Can we do it? We can make it work. We can make it work. All right.
We're coming up to the very end here.
Yeah, we're coming up to the end. And again, like, I want to make sure that this is a pretty build. Like, I want to make sure that it's managed well. CPS was awesome in providing parts for us for this build, this case, the power supply, which, by the way, again, gotta say that I am loving the super malleable cables for the power supply here. We adore that for cable management, if you couldn't tell. I'm gonna get a longer zip tie for that run, because I do want to actually pull these cables together, just because I think that's just gonna look so much nicer back here. And just as an FYI, this case, if you couldn't tell, and I forgot to mention this on the front end, this case is a back connect supporting case. So it does look like there is a lot of room in the back here, as you can see, for cable management. I mean, usually, like, when we say, like, oh yeah, there's a lot of room for BTF, like, or back connect, you know, it's like you've got like an inch, maybe like an inch and a half, you know, for cabling. But we actually have a pretty good amount of it here. Okay, so let's clean up the front here, because I'm not 100% happy with all of this. Okay, so we're gonna move that out. I do want to just bundle up the 24 pin here a little bit more. And I did tie in the USB 3 cable here just to give us a little bit more of a streamlined run here. And just a little trick here, when you've got these, when you've got like the little knobs for the zip tie, the ends there, I like to try to tuck them underneath the cabling there so that they're less visible. And for these cables here, the ones that we've got some fan cables and some ARGB cables here that I'm gonna go ahead and tie together as well. And before we flip this around too, I'm gonna double check all of these fan connections, because I have a tendency to miss one of the posts on the fan plugs there, just because, like, I'm trying to get my hands into those spaces, and I have a tendency to, like, offset the fans just ever so slightly, and I just want to make sure that they're nice and neat, so that the fan actually runs the way that they're supposed to. All right, so that all plugged in. Got the USB cable for the screen. All right, so I think, you know what? I think it's GPU time. There's no time like the present. Okay, there is a piece to the case here that we're gonna remove to get to our PCI lanes. So just to show you here, this piece folds out here to secure your PCI brackets in place here.
It also allows for vertical.
It does allow for vertical. Yep. So there are, if you've got a 2-slot card, it does allow for vertical mounting. Nice touch. Nice touch. All right, I've got a couple of things in the way here. I'm gonna get those out of the way, get our graphics card ready to rock and roll. All right, I'm using the floor space now. Now I understand why Justin does it. To gaming and beyond. All right. Robeytech has been doing a killer job on their design. Look at that GPU. Dang. Wow. All right. I saw a question come in there in the chat, and I apologize for missing it here. Maybe a new question. Do parts come with options for cable lengths? That is a great question. I'm going to have to think about that a little bit, but make sure that you're following the socials, the Robeytech socials, because we will answer that question. I want to make sure that we give that question the right amount of time and attention that it needs to answer it correctly. Because we could be wrong. I want to look here because I'm gonna have to break out a few of these PCI lanes to get the card installed. Okay, so looks like we are doing the middle 3 here. So sometimes cases will have like the lanes that you have to break out in order to be able to open the lanes up. They're usually like super easy to do there. So for this one, because we're using a 3-slot GPU, this thick boy, we had to break 3 of those out. Now I'm gonna need mounting screws, and those mounting screws are with the rest of the case hardware, and that I have to find. I am trying to remember where I put it, guys.
Oh, does it not get clamped down by the...
So it does get clamped down, but I still want to put the the screws in there to hold it into a place. It's just a heavy GPU, and I really don't want to put that kind of strain on the card or the PCI lane. If it were a lighter card, I would say, yeah, I'm sure it's fine, but it's big. It is big, and I want it to be successful. All right. And I'm just gonna go ahead and check to make sure that these are gonna be the right screws for there. Yep, so we are good there.
How Zotac card. I'm familiar with the brand, but don't know much about it.
Okay, so Zotac has been doing some pretty solid work when it comes to the. You'll typically find them on the lower side of budget, on the lower side of price, but I mean they've been putting together some stellar designs. I mean, and they're stellar cards. They work super well. We actually use some of their cards in our testing rigs. So if you followed any of our like case reviews, our PC case reviews, or our AIO reviews, like you'll see those. Okay, so check this thing out. I mean, this is a pretty card. This is a really, really pretty card.
Their designs, the word I would always go towards is unique.
Yes.
And it's like, because some people really don't like them, but a lot of people really do. I think I like their designs.
I do too. Like the design language is always very interesting. Is always very interesting. And I forgot to pull one of the covers off of the for the display port, and so all right, here we go.
Almost as long as the case. Yeah.
Yes, it really is. It really is. Okay, I've got. You guys didn't see it, but the lane covers, nothing happened. Yeah, there's nothing to see here. I just want to okay. So I just want to make sure that I have this seated right in here. All right, there we go. I heard a good click. Heard a good click. That is a good sign. So we'll go ahead and close that. And then we have one up top here that is where the GPU's support bracket extends to. And then, because of the way we routed the cabling, we can just come up and around here and plug it in. And look at that. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And don't worry, I'm gonna bundle those cables here up real nicely once we get this taken care of in the back. All right, so we are clipped in for our PSU.
That card is gonna go good with the motherboard.
It really is. It really, really is. Again, another reason why like I love ASRock's design language. I love Zotec's design language. They're just some like really like interesting like pops of color, like even subtly like that. And I suppose the Zotec card isn't as subtle, but just some of those subtleties that like when you get the right part, where you get the matching part, like it can be really a really nice combination.
Well, I know Zotac had some really cool stuff for the 40 series. Like they had the really round cards,
oh, yes.
And they had like that kind of chromatic. It was almost like bluish purple.
Yes.
Like that was really cool.
Yes.
I do know a lot of people that didn't like those as well, though.
They're polarizing, right?
Yeah.
Like it can be like anytime that you have something that stands out like as unique, like it can be polarizing. So I understand, like, you know, I understand, like, you know, and that's not to call like the design of you know, the design of any other manufacturer's card's boring or anything like that, but like there's design language that's expected, right? And then there's design language that's like that pushes the boundaries of the expected. And so like I'm always a big fan, like if it makes sense, like to push a boundary with that, like man, I'm here for it. I saw we've got a build that we did I think last week that was in a purple case, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all about that. Okay, so the one last thing that we need to add that we have not added yet, and I'm still undecided about that cable there, is we've got to put in our controller for our wireless fans. So that has to go inside. Yeah, yeah, and I've got to make sure that I'm keeping all these together. I got to make sure that that I keep them all together. Blondie almost had my head last time because both streams, I kid you not, both streams, I'm like, oh hey, like it's this, and then I found another zip tie. I'm like, oh wait, JK, it was this all along, yeah. How much space between the PSU and the back panel? There's not a whole lot of space, but the back panel is, it is perforated, so it has some good airflow to it. All right, so this is where, okay, as I was talking earlier, when we were trying to make a decision about USB. So this is where I actually have to plug in, oh, bars. I've got to plug in another USB thing, and I just put that GPU in. You hate to see it, folks. You hate to see it. Yeah, I am not getting my hand in there.
Can I get my hand in there?
No, nope.
I mean, like sort of, but not far enough to actually like move.
Right, right. Okay, well. Okay, hold on. Hold up a minute. Before I do that, I would like to consult the manual and make sure that I actually need to do that, because I seem to remember with these fans that like there is an external like USB plug. But I don't know if it's one or the other, or if it's both and. And so this is where the struggle is. I need to figure out, like, will it work? Okay, it's sending me elsewhere to read the manual.
Is it like a QR code or something?
It does, yep. Ooh. 1 second, guys. I'll pick up some of my mess while we're working on it. We're so close, we're so close.
It has to be non-linear till the very end.
Has to be non-linear to the very end. It's a meandering build. It's a meandering build. Yeah, I'm being redirected to a digital manual right now. And it is not wanting to load. They would have to have like baby hands. They would have to have like very, very, very baby like sized hands that are very long and very dexterous. All right. since that is struggling to load, since I know that apologies guys, I have a cable that's running down my back that, like, as I was moving, like I felt like something was like crawling up my back, and I'm like, oh, hey, I need to make sure that that's not the case. All right, so take 2 on the GPU. The good news is that we have the cable here. Like, it's fine, it's fine. We know it fits. That's also good. All right. So we've got to get down in there. Got to get down in there to make this happen. And, you know, since we're plugging this in down here, we may as well use one of the fan headers that's down here too. Again, not impossible to get. It's just I should have thought to plug all of these things in before I got overzealous in installing the fans. And it's okay. It's okay. Like, this is part of the learning process, and we're always learning. See, they're in there, and now we can just feed those cables through. No problem. No problem. Before the GPU goes back in, though, I do want to just make sure that we're getting that cable all the way through, pulled through, because I don't want to be fighting against the GPU. And there's like the tiniest of lips at the bottom here. There we go. I had like the tiniest of lips down at the bottom that I was fighting against, but we got it, we got it. Woo, we're getting there, guys. We are the furthest along in this build that we've ever been. We are the furthest along in this build that we've ever been. And I know exactly where this is going. So we're plugging that in. And we're gonna strap this thing into this channel. That is the goal. This is a super handy channel down here. All right, so we got one cable tie. So yeah, there is a plug-in here for, there is a USB plug-in on this thing. I've opted to go internal with this just for the sake of that. It's going to look better overall for the build, and also like I don't know. I figured like it's the way that just kind of seemed to make the most sense to do. But we're so close, guys. We're so close. Like once we get this thing, once we get the zip tie oriented right, and we get this thing held in place, then we'll put the GPU back in, and I think at that point in time we're ready to power it on. I think at that point we have built the PC. the cable down in there. Tuck cable down in there. All right, I'm gonna clip those zip ties. And then I'm also going to officially zip tie this into a bundle here, so then that's not hanging out. The only other thing that I might do is with the front, I might just put a tie on the, I may put a tie on the GPU cable, just to make sure that it's nice and neat. Okay. All right. Back cables managed. All right, let's get this finished out in the front. All right. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Thanks for hanging in here with me. Appreciate yous. Appreciate all of you. I'm going to put those thumb screws back in there to hold the bracket into place while we're getting the GPU tightened down here. All right. And then GPU. All right, and I do want to make sure that because of how this is sitting here, I want to make sure that the GPU cable is not sitting up against the fan. So we're gonna that bundle down ever so slightly. Almost there, guys. And again, huge shout out to CPS for sponsoring this stream, for hooking us up with the DT360, the case, and the power supply. All right, I'm just gonna make sure that the GPU cable is pulled through a little bit more here. The only thing that I have a little bit of concern about is there is a ever so slight there's an ever so slight wave in the cable that I'm a little bit concerned about it hitting. I'm gonna turn this on. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about it hitting the fan. I think it's gonna be okay.
I don't know if I'll really be able to show that.
Do what you can. Do what you can.
I can definitely see it when I tilt my head down.
The only thing that I could think to do would be to get another zip tie in there and just make sure that those are just really, really tightly bundled down in there. I'm gonna push the one down there that I've got in the loop. Okay. When I like manually spin the fans, like there's nothing that's obstructing there. So I'm pretty certain we're good there.
It should be okay.
Yeah. If we hear noises, we will turn it off immediately.
Especially with sleeve cables, they tend to like hold their form pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty, guys. What do you think? All right, we have the predictions for the zip ties. Well, shall we see I suppose we should do the predictions for the zip ties first, right, Blondie? What's up? Oh, hey, Ngia Panda, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. 57 months, woo! All right, so we're counting zip ties. Counting zip ties. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 zip ties, guys. The evens have it. The evens have it. Congratulations, all of you who guessed on the evens. Sorry, but where's my burly Robey? He is busy filming Top Gun 3 as Tom Cruise's replacement. So you get Kirkland brand Robeytech today. Now, if we have not had the pleasure to meet, my name is Damien. I am the lead writer here at Robeytech. I love being here, love hanging out with you guys, and yeah, it's good to be here, good to be building on stream with y'all. Let's get this thing put back together. It was Temu Robeytech. I got an upgrade actually. You know, I actually considered ordering a fake beard. I thought about having a fake beard for the stream today, and then the second I thought of that, like, it was a little too late to get it here. So as fantastic as Amazon delivery is, okay, so we've got our air filters, magnetic filters there. And then our tempered glass panel. Okay.
We have some peels too.
We do have some peels. All right. Is it peeling time? Ready? Okay. Wow. That's smooth. Smooth. All right. And then we got the front one here to do. Ah, there we go. There we go. All right. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. All right, Blondie. What are the Oh, no. Hold up a minute. Hold up a minute. We broke it.
I think I just gotta give it the good old unplug and replay.
Yep, we've got to do the old IT solution. So hey, while Connor's doing that, I do want to share a little bit more with you guys about the CPS Cooler DT360 that we have in this build. So if you weren't here at the very beginning, it does have It does have a magnetic display that's detachable. So if you had a case where you wanted to move, like have your system metrics, you wanted to have your animated GIF. I love having it like an animated GIF of my dog on my pump head. If you watched our Corsair Xeneon video, there's a picture of a dog, and that's mine. He's wonderful. But that's what I like to do for my AIOs like that. So anyway, if you want to move that to another place in your PC case, you can go ahead and do that. If you're a fan of brushed aluminum, the entire pump head has kind of this machined aluminum ring around it. It's like for this one, it's like kind of like a gunmetal. There is a white version of this cooler as well. The radiator's 20 millimeters thick, which is pretty standard for a radiator for an AIO. But there is an additional channel running through the center of it. CPS is like really proud of this. Like there's the purpose of that is to help more fluid move through the radiator. So a little bit of a stealthy extra that's in there. As you saw, the fans, they're magnetically connected to each other. So we've got a single cable coming off of that. We always love seeing that. It's always, you know, as you saw with with all of the extra cables that we had to manage for, like every time you add fans and RGB, like there's always cables. So having two less sets of PWM and ARGB headers, like cables, super handy to have that there. The other thing too is that those fans have a hidden switch on them. So there's actually a performance mode on the fans that if you take them off of the radiator on the back side, you can flip them over to increase the speed of the fans. And you know, one of the things that I shared as I was installing it that was kind of super handy is that it came with thermal paste, which is one of those things that sometimes you get an AIO that does come with thermal paste pre-installed in it. Can be great. Sometimes you get an AIO that does not come with thermal paste at all. You have to supply your own. And I know that, like, we have our favorite brands. Like, everybody has their favorite brands with thermal paste, whatever. Like, if you build a lot of PCs, but it is just kind of handy to have that with the kit, so you have like everything that you need in the box to make that happen. Price on this, when we were looking at this initially, like the retail price of this when we first took a look at it, and you can look at our overview, retail price was $250, but not only are there's a reduced price right now on Amazon. If you follow the link, if you type exclamation point CPS, you'll be able to see that there is it's $162 right now, $162.49. But there is a discount code for Robeytech viewers. So again, exclamation point CPS in the chat for that discount code. So we're gonna go ahead. We have a prediction in. Will it post? Will it not post? Here, and hooray for coupons. Listen, anytime that you can save money during the process of your PC build is either like money you can put into other places of your budget, or it's money saved. And everybody, I don't know about you, I like saving money. I'm a fan of saving money. So yeah, good stuff. All right, so, well, I know we at least have some power. Will it post? Do we have a prediction? Listen, I'm not going to be mad at you guys if, like, I think you just turned it off, actually. Oh, did I just turn it off? Ha! I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad if you guys if you guys say like, hey, you know what? It's not going to post. But here we go. Well, that's a good sign. We have power. We have all our fans are running. We have RGB. I'm feeling a gust of wind out the back, which is great. Here we go. Big money, no whammies. Now, this is a Ryzen system, so it is going to take a minute to do all the RAM training and whatnot. So we're posting. We posted. Yes. We did it. All right, we've lost camera on one side there, but hey, we at least have the evidence that it is, we have posted. All right, I'm gonna grab keyboard and mouse here, and we're gonna do a couple of quick things here. Okay, so as you can see, we have our L-Connect system info that it would be super helpful. Uh-oh. Okay. I was gonna say, I just lost the screen there a second. That concerns me a little bit.
Yeah, well, this one, I just unplugged the side camera.
Ah.
It was supposed to be working on this one, or it just wasn't?
It wasn't doing it. It was not doing
You
it.
needed a good unplug and plug today.
It just is one of those days, it seems. Okay, so it does seem like we are static colors. What did we have on there for colors? I think it was like purple and green, or what? Or gold.
We did gold to match with the motherboard.
Right. Oh. All right, did we get, okay, that is not L-Connect utility. Oh, hey. All right, we've got one talking. Do you have the other talking? Fantastic, you love to see it. All right, let's. Apologies here, guys. Give me just a minute to try to figure out our color settings here. Click on the left corner of the page. Okay. To enhance the stability, optimize the sound switches on devices. Okay, so we have that one, there's that one. Okay, sorry, we got to turn this on. Okay. Hey, there we go. There we go. Let's see if we can get some of that, get the polychrome software up here. Get the RGB on this. We want you guys to see a pretty system here. Look at that. We didn't do too bad. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. All right, so we got color going on. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on with the screen here. There might be some software that we need to install here. All right, so display setup, here we go. Here we go. Got it downloading. What do you guys think? How did it turn out? I think we did pretty all right. Thank you so much. Just loading the software, guys. Loading the software. Yeah, we've got the software up here now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna find a background that's a little bit more, here we go. That's kind of fitting for the build. Let me see if I can find, they've got a couple of like pre-existing, there we go, look at that. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. That, super nice, turned out super nice. Why no back exhaust fin? That's a great question. The big reason is because it wouldn't fit. We use the Lee & Lee's CL fans, their new CL wireless fans, and they are slightly thicker than the average fan. I would not call them dummy thick, but they are definitely on the thick side. I think they're 28 millimeters thick. So it was just a little bit too much to be able to fit it in there. So rather than like running it on and doing a shopping trip, I figured I would go ahead and just finish out the build and get it up and running here. So yeah, there we go, guys. Super pretty build. Let's go ahead and just so we can show it off here. Let's pull up hardware monitor, and we will look at doing a Cinebench run. just need to get this all set up and ready to roll. All right. Thank you guys for sticking in here. I know we went a little bit long today, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and being here for the longer haul. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing a rockin' and a rollin' and see what it does as far as temps here. All right, so we're just getting started here on the multi-core run here, but just finished the first run, 76, 77 on the package, core package 76. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. It is doing all right. Doing all right for itself. We'll let it run for a few more minutes here. But yeah, if you guys want to check out the DT360, make sure that you go ahead and type !CPS in the chat. You can find the coupon for it. Yeah, 30% off for the next little bit. So, you know, if you check that out, again, huge thank you to CPS for sending us over the cooler, sending us over the case and the power supply. This thing turned out really nice. I know I had my challenges. I know, and a lot of that was definitely builder error with that. But yeah, this thing turned out super pretty, super pretty. So just checking back in on temps here. I mean, we're still sub 80 degrees on the 9800X3D. So not too shabby. Again, thank you so much, CPS, for sending over all the parts, the cool parts that we used in this build, from the case to the PSU to the AIO. We're really grateful for the opportunity to be able to partner with you in that. And again, if you want to know more about the cooler, also check out our video over at youtube.com/Robeytech. We have a full overview of the cooler, a little bit more details on the ins and outs, but yeah, I'm looking at the temperatures here. We're still saying sub 80 on the power package, sub 80 on the core, like 79, 70 degrees, like just sub 80. Like we're like in the 79, 78 degrees on the CPU here. Not too bad at all. Well, guys, we are half an hour over our time. I want to thank you so much for sticking around here today. Thanks for hanging out today. And tomorrow we will be back, same time, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Again, thanks for hanging out here at Robeytech. We'll see you on the next one.